Okay, here's a question where you were asked to solve for R. You have two R's, so you need to get them together. You can either bring them to the left or to the right. I'll show you how each would work. So if I move this to the right, I'd have AR minus R, and then I'm moving this to the other side, so I'd have minus 9y minus 4k if I move those things that way. Then on the left, I'll factor out an R, leaving with a minus 1 is equal to minus 9y minus 4k, and then divide both sides by a minus 1. So on this one, I'd have R is equal to negative 9y minus 4k all over a minus 1. Now I could on the top factor out a negative 1 to leave 9y plus 4k. And maybe to take it even a step further, you could apply that negative to the bottom. Or in other words, I can multiply both top and bottom by negative 1. These two would cancel, but then on the bottom, let me just rewrite the top. On the bottom, I'd get negative 1 times a is negative a, negative 1 times negative 1 is a positive 1, which I guess sometimes they write things with a positive thing first. So you could write it like that. This is probably where I'd leave the answer, but you could rewrite it as one of these two down here. Now, if I'd have done the question where I took the R to the other side, let's do this in blue. So let's take this to this side, and then take that to the other side. Oh, is this going to get mixed up? So it'd be a 4k plus 9y is equal to R minus AR. Is that right? Yeah. Then factor out an R. So I have 1 minus A. I've seen that before. Is equal to 4k plus 9y. Divide both sides by the 1 minus A. So I'll get A is equal to 4k plus 9y over 1 minus A. Now, do I have that down below here? Sure enough. So these two here are the same. Adding 9y plus 4k is the same as 4k plus 9y. They're the same. Now, if I wanted to adjust that, I could factor out a negative out of the bottom, leaving me with negative 1 plus a, which I could rearrange 4k plus 9y over negative 1 times a minus 1. And then, again, like I did on the other side, multiply top and bottom by negative 1. So the negatives on the bottom would cancel, so I just have an a minus 1. And on the top, I'd have negative 1 times 4k plus 9y. So I could distribute that too. But notice at each stage, like if I did that, I would get that. And where's the other one? Oh, this and this one are basically the same. Anyway, regardless of whether you put it on the left side or the right side, the answer should come out to the same. There might be some variations with negatives, but if I adjust them like I was doing here, you'll get the identical answer. All right.